The sky's the limit here at Landstown. So
Hey there, Eagles. Welcome to a brand new episode of Landstown Listens, the podcast by students for students.
That's right. Whether you're chilling in the cafeteria, tackling homework, or just trying to survive the hallway traffic, we've got your back.
We're your go-to source for everything happening in the halls of Landstown High, from the latest buzz in the classrooms to the biggest events on campus. We've got the inside scoop.
But here's the twist. We're not your typical hosts. Nope. We're just regular students like you, navigating the highs and lows of high school life. So, if you're ready for some real talk, genuine laughs, and a whole lot of Eagle spirit, you're in the right place.
Good evening, Landstown students. I'm Jason Oscar, and today I have the proud privilege to host Thomas Anderson. Hello, Coach A. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Jace?
I'm good. How you doing? Firstly, I want you to introduce yourself to the Landstown people if they don't know exactly who you are.
Oh, yeah. My name is Coach Thomas W. Anderson, Jr. I've been at Landstown High School since its conception in 2001. Been teaching health and physical education in the city of Virginia Beach for 38 or 39 years, and this has been the best experience of my life, being at Landstown.
Nice. Yeah, I have you as my weightlifting coach, which is nice because he actually teaches me a lot about weightlifting and getting myself stronger. All right. Firstly, you are the Landstown football head coach. Is that correct?
Well, I'm actually the assistant head coach to Coach Robert Jackson, but we share. We have a really, really good relationship. And when we opened up in 2001, Coach Jackson had a vision that all of the football coaches were going to be head coaches. So even though he's the head coach by title, he lets each of us share in the responsibilities. So I'm technically not the head coach, but I have head coaching responsibilities with him. He's a great guy to work with.
Yeah, I understand. But this past season, y'all did really well. First time in, I believe, 3 years making the playoffs. Is that correct?
Yeah, we made some improvements. We're proud of where the guys started and how they were able to come together collectively and to get some wins in there. We let some go earlier during the season that we felt that we should have had. But, the guys stuck together, the staff stuck together, and we were able to put ourselves in a position to be in the first round of the regional playoffs. So there were some positives. Probably looking at the whole situation, we felt we should have probably had a better winning record, but I think the adversity and those difficulties that we experienced is going to make us better in the future.
Yeah, especially for football seasons, even if you start off in a slump, the improvements is what's going to make a team drastically better. And I went to a homecoming game, and I saw a lot of improvements, and I thought it was a really good team. I'm really excited for the years to come after I graduate and see how y'all do.
Yeah, I think the big thing is that we galvanize the students here at Landstown. We have 2,300 kids that are in this building, and we think that there's a lot more talent around, so we would highly encourage young men that seek to try to improve their quality of life to come on out and give us a chance. We feel that this program just has great potential. We're all invested in trying to help these young people reach goals that they may not have thought. You see me in class, we're constantly trying to recruit young people, those young men who may not think that they're good enough. We want you to come out. We want you to give the time and effort and to work to see what we can wind up being. And we know that Eagles soar high, so we're looking for every young man that's in this building to be a part of our program.
Exactly. Speaking of football, you attended Morgan State as a wide receiver in college. Do you have any specific favorite memories, whether it's at Landstown or even at college? If you have one?
It's kind of funny because as a player, you're more concerned about yourself and your personal development. And then as a coach, you see things with a different lens, but you still feel connected. And so probably one of the greatest experiences was when we won the state championship. I think it was 2005, 4, I'm not sure the exact date. And those young men, we had invested a whole lot of time. The school was relatively new. People were really trying to figure out what Landstown was about. And those young men just came here and were so sold into being Landstown Eagles that they just gave all that they had. And to be the first high school in the city of Virginia Beach to win a state championship, that outweighs the personal accolades and things that I did as a player. When you see young people reach goals that they didn't always think that they could do, it's a little bit more satisfying than you as a player. So that's probably the most memorable and probably the most gratifying situation to be a part of that program. As a matter of fact, I think they're coming up on their 20th reunion. I talked to several of the players on a daily basis that were on that team, and so we're hoping that we can regenerate that Landstown mystique. And even though it was 20 years ago, it doesn't seem like that it was that long ago. We still realize that we can get this program back to where it was and even go to higher levels.
Yeah. Especially, as you know, I play soccer, and I know that when I got called up to varsity last year, my junior year, I knew it wasn't going to be an individual thing. Sports is never really an individual thing. So getting the opportunity to play with that team, making where we made regional finals, state semifinals, it was levels above any personal accolades I ever achieved, because I knew I was a part of a team and they relied on me, I relied on them. And overall, it's just so unique of an experience when you play as a player. And personally, when I get older, I want to be a coach for soccer. And I know that I'm going to have to experience what you experience as for football and for track and field. Watching your players develop and become a better player just to achieve what you knew they can achieve is such a surreal experience, I imagine. Speaking of track and field, though, you are the coach for track and field, and how is that going for you right now?
It's interesting. Every year, I told my wife, it's a different group of people. So you're taking, even though some of the athletes were with the program before, you're still always trying to infuse new young talent with those that are developing and then those that are at a different stage. So it's always unique. Track is kind of different than some of your other team sports in that it's an individualized sport that you keep a team score for. So it's unique as far as it goes to motivating. We're real excited about this group. We have over 82 kids out for indoor, which has been really, really positive. We had 100 last year for outdoor. So track at Landstown has been one of the milestones here. We've been able to accomplish, I think, 6 or 7 state championships. We've had 4 or 5 state runner-up, and so we've had kids that were in the Olympics. We have kids that have run pro, so the standard here is really, really high. Being the first coach here, we started in 2001 with a championship, so we've kind of been on the radar for over 21 years right now, and I think the kids have earned over 53 beach district at the time or conference championships, something that really a lot of high schools in this area in the state can't say that they were able to do. So we're real proud of what we've done, but I think the most important thing in today's society is that young people want to know what can you do for them. So the challenges that are ahead of us are unique. We're dealing in an age where you have students who are dealing with portal, transferring, going to colleges, so that presents a new problem. You have NIL deals, getting scholarships. So I've always had the approach of being a business person for our kids, trying to maximize their financial opportunities as well as represent Landstown High School in a first-class manner. This group has done something really unique. They have participated with First Baptist Butte Street Church in our clothes giveaway. They've been involved with helping those that are less fortunate and those who have been disenfranchised and disconnected. So I'm really proud of not only their accomplishments as far as they're moving on the track, but more so as they have tried to rejuvenate a community. And so we want to be known nationwide. So some of the things that we've done on the track are great, but I think the biggest things that I'm feeling the most positive about are the kids, how they're great students, they're leaders, how they help around Landstown High School, and they are willing to help those that may be less fortunate than them.
I think for Landstown High School, even though we're just a school, I think we can be more than that as a community, like you said, showing that we have donated, given out, and do the best as we can as a community to help the less fortunate is something that really like puts us above levels compared to other schools, which I think is one thing that I will always be grateful for being a Landstown student. But I want to go back to something about track and field, and with that high expectation of those state championships, what do you think? Do you want to meet those expectations now, or what do you think you can surpass them for the season?
That's a great question. Each team in each year is different. And so although we want to hold a standard, and our motto is the standard is the standard, each team has their own uniqueness. So to try to make the 2024 team like the 2004 team or the 04 team is not really fair because it's different kids. But the standard as far as their work ethic, the expectations as far as being at your best, those will never change. So as long as we're here at Landstown, we may not be able to always achieve what one of the previous teams did on the track. We can always be held to that standard no matter what. And it's unique that even our former athletes will come to the track meets to be supportive. They come to our practices and they want to hold me accountable more than anything. You know, are you making this team do what we did? Sometimes our workouts have been grueling where we run the honeybee. We'll put in some tough work down at the beach. We train down there. We go to Mount Trashmore. And so the general overview of our program hasn't changed over the 21 years. We're looking for tough, hard-nosed, smart, dedicated young people. And so as long as we're here, those values will never change. As far as the state championships and those things, they're tough. It's tough to win one. And we were fortunate to win the ones that we have. And I never believe that you should tell a team if they can win a state championship or not. Every year we want to be the best team in the country. So that's our motto. Whether we reach that or not, is another conversation. But our goal is to always, I think if you tell a team that they're only going to be, second or third in the state, you're cutting them short. And the times that we've won titles, some of those we didn't even know that we were going to win them, and there were years that we thought we were going to win and we didn't. So I think we want to keep each team with their own clean slate, let them have their own identity, but always make sure that they're meeting the expectations of the school, this community, and the city of Virginia Beach.
One thing I've always known from being your student is that you want the most dedicated people, the people that work hard. Even weight training, which is kind of the lower tiers than you being a coach, you always tell us, like, hey, put in the effort, make a lift, do what you can do to be the best you can be, which shows how determined you are as a teacher and as a coach. Now, before we leave, one more question for you. And this is just a general question, not for any specific sport. Newcomers in high school, the freshmen next year, and just people that are currently in, do you have any advice for them that actually want to pursue a sport but are afraid to do so? Yeah,
I think one of the things in our society that's an issue is with social media, unlike years ago where kids are afraid to fail. And we don't use the word failure. We don't use the word lose. We use the word learn. And so I would challenge anyone, whether you're been involved in a sport or not, that you get involved at Landstown High School. Sports is a great avenue to try to pursue and maximize opportunities for you to do other things in life. But as long as you're contributing, and I always say this to our seniors, what's your footprint? When you leave here, when the doors have closed and when you reach your diploma and you've walked across the stage and you turn around and you look back, what did you contribute to Landstown? And I think there are two kind of kids that we have. We have kids that go to Landstown, and then we have Landstown kids. And it's important to be a Landstown kid that where fear and the fact that we may not reach some of the unrealistic expectations of others don't inhibit us from being the best version of ourselves. And we have to get out of that mindset. I'm constantly trying to encourage what you've seen in class and recruit young people to just be the best version of themselves, and don't let those that are not even in a factor in your life disrupt what you think that you're capable of doing. And every one of us has a God-given ability and talent or potential. And it's our responsibility to reach those full potentials and use what we have to make a difference in someone's life, that because I met you, because I was with you, that your life is that much better.
I couldn't say any better. Thank you so much, Coach A, for this interview.
Well, thank you, Jason. I appreciate it, and I wish you the best, and Coach Stowe and our soccer programs and all the athletic programs here. And we just want to be Landstown High School, which we believe in our hearts we're the #1 high school in the United States of America. And we have a great principal. We have great teachers and administrators here. And if we all collectively do our individual best, the sky's the limit here at Landstown. So thank you.
Of course, and absolutely. Pleasure doing business.
You too.
That's our show. For more information on Landstown Listens or public speaking, you can reach out to Miss Emily Rogers. Thank you for listening, and talk to you soon.